What's up everybody and welcome to the Fight franchise and our kind of recap and review of the main event of UFC 302 where Islam Makhachev defended his undisputed lightweight title against Dustin Poirier in what was an amazing fight. I think all of us thought it was going to be a walkover where Dustin Poirier gets submitted in the first or second round or even the third round because his last two title fights went that way. But it was the complete opposite. It was a brilliant fight, an excellent war on the feet and on the ground, and probably my favourite fight of the year so far. I'm going to kind of break it down and give my thoughts and what I want to see coming up for both guys in the division. Leading into the fight, we did our first ever roadmap to victory where we kind of came up with a plan to see if we could come up with a way to see if Dustin Poirier could win. You know, don't jump guillotines, explosive grappling defense, you know, box in the pocket with him. And he did great. I think he didn't do amazing because he didn't win the fight, but he did great. I think Dustin Poirier gave a great showing, and if it is going to be his last fight, a brilliant performance and fight of the night to end his career on. First round kind of started and it was a great 1-2 on the feet. I think Islam landed and then had Poirier backing up against the fence, and he had Islam on his back the entire round, survived the entire first round. He was threatening with a rear naked choke, but he defended brilliantly the whole round, showing even this late in his career, Dustin Poirier, so much improvements in his overall MMA game. The second round, he started defending takedowns and everyone was like, wait, holy crap, what's going on here? And next thing you know, they're trading back and forth on the feet. Islam's having success on the feet, we'll give him credit. He was very good on the feet and he's shown improvements in his game. If anything, he's getting better on the feet and then worse in the grappling. I think there was a lot of talk that he's a better fighter than Khabib. He's a better overall mixed martial artist, but is he a better lightweight? Don't think so. I think if Islam and Khabib fought, I think Khabib beats Islam. But great on the feet. He was doing great on the feet. Islam was, you know, tie clinch, the knees, great punches. But Poirier was fighting back and he was stuffing takedowns and then, you know, giving it back to him. A third round was more of the same of the first where they were striking on the feet and then Islam got his back again, was looking for the choke because Islam said, you know, I'm going to choke him out and make it look easy, but he didn't make it look easy. And there was a moment, the crowd was excellent for this fight. We'll give them huge credit. And they made this fight an excellent watch because they hyped it up when they were cheering on Dustin, and a lot of grappling moments. And there was one moment in the third round, I believe, where he had his back, Islam did, and Dustin Poirier reverses the position, fights to get back up, and then they're just winging on the feet and Dustin's screaming in his face. That was an amazing and cool moment in the fight. And it was like, Dustin's like, oh my God, he's willing it to get back on in the fight. Fourth round, more of the second, similar to the second where they were kind of looking for takedowns. He was defending takedowns, striking on the feet, you know, smashing punches to the body, smashing, trying to look for that finish, trying to look for that, you know, a side punch which would get him the win. And then the fourth round, yeah, great viewing. And then he lands a cut. He lands an elbow which causes a huge cut on Islam Makhachev. You know, Islam Makhachev, he reminds me of, you know, the Diaz brothers or I'm trying to think of another fighter who cuts and bruises easily. He's got very fair skin. I think he cuts and bruises very easily, a lot like the Diaz brothers. You look at the Volkanovski fight, left bruised and battered. Same here, left bruised and battered. Great fight coming into the fourth round. And then the, you know, end of the fourth round, I'm going to be honest, I think I had it 3-1 to Makhachev going into the fourth. One judge had it 2-2. Some people argued 4-0 to Islam. Don't argue with that. I think Islam was winning or was in the driver's seat. Was winning. He was 3-1 going into the final round. But some people had it 2-2. Some people, you know, had Dustin Poirier having a chance. If I was Dustin Poirier's corner, I would have said, you know, go out and get me the knockout. It felt like going into the fifth round in the corner, it was like a decision was a consolation prize. You know, if Dustin got a decision, you know, well, great performance. But we wanted him to get that world title. I think that's the one thing I would have loved if Mike Brown said, go out there and get the KO. And maybe he would have been submitted as well in the fifth, but it would have just been like, maybe he would have just given that 1% more, you know. And I thought he did great in the fifth round. They were striking back and forth on the feet. And, you know, Islam was takedowns weren't on point, and that was due to Dustin's defense and how well he's practiced with Gamrot. But there was a moment, in the 5th round where he goes for a takedown in the open, and his takedowns look desperate. That's how good Poirier was doing. He was making Islam Makhachev look desperate on the grappling front. And then he goes for the takedown. And this is where Dustin Poirier, I'm going to say, he's one. If this Dustin Poirier that showed up against Islam Makhachev fought Charles Oliveira back then when he did for the world title, this Dustin Poirier would have won the world title off Charles Oliveira. Because this Dustin Poirier is one of the most improved versions I've ever seen. Islam was supposed to be a walkover, but he fought brilliantly. If you compare him to the Oliveira and Khabib fights, it looked like those two losses were like, okay, I brushed them off. I'm a brand new version and a more improved version of Dustin Poirier. And even though he lost, it was an excellent performance. But this is what separated good from great, or great from elite. Because Dustin Poirier is a great fighter, but Islam Makhachev's elite. Islam goes for a takedown. Dustin stuffs it. As they're, fighting for position, ankle picks him. Who in the division at that grappling level would think of that in that situation? Not many people. People would just get back up and start striking. Islam smartly ankle picks him, sends him off balance, gets the front headlock, gets him down, Darce choke, taps him out. Shame, because it was a great performance by Dustin Poirier, but it was an excellent way to finish off a great fight by Islam Makhachev, who is, finished all his title opponents, Charles Oliveira, Alex Volkanovski, and now Dustin Poirier. He, with this performance, matches everybody else with 3 title defences in the lightweight division. I don't think he's the greatest lightweight yet. I think he's got a bit more to do. I think the other guys, Khabib, who was the best lightweight in my opinion, and BJ Penn, just are a bit better at this time, Poirier made it look close, it shouldn't have been close. Volk made it look close, and Volk was a featherweight coming up. So 2 or 3 more defences, and I think consensus he'll be the best lightweight of all time. What we want next for Islam Makhachev, forget welterweight. He will be bullied by a welterweight, because we saw him struggle against Dustin Poirier and now Volkanovski in the grappling area, and he isn't that great of a striker. Leon Edwards, who's current champion, has great wrestling defense, shown by he can stop and stuff Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman's way bigger and stronger. Not a better wrestler, but bigger and stronger. And he struggled with Leon Edwards. Islam Makhachev won't be able to take Leon Edwards down that easily. And on the feet, the size, the power, and the speed kind of advantage and the technique would be in Leon Edwards' favour. So I don't want to see Islam Makhachev go up. I think that's an easy win for Leon Edwards. If he gets 4 more defences, and goes, I want to go to welterweight, then I'm happy, because you've cemented a legacy and you deserve that spot to go up to welterweight. As of now, let the welterweights fight the welterweights and you clean out this lightweight division. I think we all know what should be next. I think he's going to fight in October in Abu Dhabi. Arman Tsarukyan deserves the next shot. Well-deserved title shot for Arman Tsarukyan, a rematch. And after seeing that Dustin Poirier, most people would have been like, Islam wins. Now that's not easy. That's not as easy as can be. Arman Tsarukyan will be a tough test for Islam Makhachev, and that's what we want to see next, because Arman Tsarukyan is well more improved on the feet and in the grappling, and is a much more confident fighter. So that is the fight we need to see next. After that, I think, because Gaethje's lost, you need to try and build a new contender. Maybe get Gamrot in a title eliminator bout. Get somebody else. I don't know. I can't think of the lightweight division at the top of my head. Maybe even Chandler or McGregor. You never know. But get someone else pushing through to come through as the next contender, because he don't let him go to welterweight yet. He needs 3, 4, 5 defenses. I want to see him become the greatest lightweight of all time, and I want to see him. If he wants to be considered the greatest fighter of all time, Islam Makhachev, to be considered with DJ, Anderson Silva, GSP, John Jones, he needs multiple title defences on their level. They're sitting at 9, 10, 8 title defences, You need to match that. So, and those were consecutive title defences. So you need to match that if you're Islam. So that's what we want going forward. Arman Tsarukyan, and then February, if Gamrot can earn a title shot or somebody else, that would be a great lineage of wins. You know, he's beating the new generation as well as the old. You know, Charles Oliveira beat Volk twice, beat Dustin, beat Arman, beat Gamrot. Maybe someone else, I can't think of the top of my head. But that would be an excellent title run of defences. As for Poirier, unlucky, you know, we all willed him to kind of win. It would have been great to see him win, and stars align, Lafayette Street, you know, third title shot, you know, all that went into it. Was excellent performance. You know, his daughter was, you know, watching for the first time in the crowd. It would have been the fairy tale ending, but MMA unfortunately doesn't have fairy tale endings. He said he might retire. If that's the case, what a career. Only thing really missing, undisputed world title. Without an undisputed world title, Hall of Fame career, one of the best lightweights of all time, one of the most exciting fighters of all time, a complete legend of mixed martial arts. So if he ends it on that fight and that performance where he gave it his all, a brilliant one, do I think he retires? Nope. Volk called him out, which is a brilliant matchup and another name to add onto the legacy. McGregor's there, you know, there's still exciting matchups. I think if I was Dustin Poirier, get that BMF belt. If McGregor wins against Chandler, McGregor, Poirier, 4 for the BMF belt. And I know Holloway's got the BMF belt, but I think what Dana was alluding to in his post-fight press conference is the BMF belt is separate from undisputed world titles, so it won't be defended against Ilia Topuria and Max Holloway. Instead, it's like a separate entity where they could just create a brand new one for an amazing fight. Dustin Poirier knocks out Conor McGregor, BMF belt, retire. I know it's not the undisputed, but damn straight is Dustin Poirier a BMF, so that's what I would want to see for him. Let us know, what did you think of the fight? Right now, there has been some good fights. I think Max Holloway and Justin Gaethje is everybody's, you know, fight of the year. In my opinion, I enjoyed this more just because there was a bit more back and forth. I thought Holloway has the best performance in KO of the year. He put on a clinic against Gaethje. Gaethje wasn't really in it. He was getting pieced up. Whereas this, even though Islam was winning, it was back and forth, which is why at the moment, I'd probably say it's my fight of the year so far. It was so entertaining and so fun. It's probably helped by the fact that the card was completely boring and then we ended on a high like this. So great fight, great performance. Let us know, what did you think of the fight in the comments below. What do you think is next for Islam Makhachev and Dustin Poirier? Do you want to see Islam fight Sarukian? Do you want to see him fight Leon Edwards? Do you want to see him go get a second belt? Put that down in the comments below. What do you want to see for Dustin Poirier? Are you happy for him to retire? Do you want to see him have 1 or 2 more fun super fights against McGregor? Maybe a Volk, 1 more BMF shot? You know, put that down in the comments below. Leave a like if you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more MMA and fight content coming soon. We hope you enjoyed the video and we'll catch you in the next one.